Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Time to scope out a couple of more value stocks now with Tracey Ryniec, our value stock strategist at Zacks.com. A couple of interesting choices that you've brought with you today.
Yep.
Interesting in there is some diversity between them. China Integrated Energy, CBEH, the ticker symbol, distributes gasoline and diesel and petroleum products.
That's right. They're kind of interesting because they have energy in the name, but they're not an exploration company and they're not a refiner. They do just distribute. They have 12 retail gas stations in their province, which I won't say the name because I fear what I'll say, but it's in the interior. It's kind of where the Silk Road ended, so people familiar with China will know. And they've been expanding on their gasolines. It doesn't sound like much to say you have 12 gasoline stations, but they're seeing a big increase in business because of the Chinese economy doing better. So people are driving more, businesses are needing more petroleum products, and so they're seeing a big gain in those two areas. They also run a biodiesel facility that they're adding another 50,000 tons on by the third quarter of this year, so that's going to give them more production on the biodiesel side, which is also increasing but at a lower pace than their actual distribution of petroleum products. Mm-hmm. So this is kind of interesting little business for them in their one province. And you know, the stock isn't very expensive. It's trading about 8 times, so that would be cheap by most standards. Yeah. You know, the last quarter, like I said, they saw gains in all 3 of their businesses because of what's happening in the underlying Chinese economy. So, you know, estimates are jumping a lot here because they see great things in 2010. A lot of that will depend on what happens with the overall economy, obviously. But they see a 30% revenue jump in this year, which is great for any company to be saying that. And they're still small, so they're can grow a little quicker here. Mm-hmm. The chart has been kind of interesting because they've only traded a couple of years here, so that they're at multi-year highs. They're especially at 2 years highs, but it's been really volatile if you look at this chart. I mean, you kind of have to have a strong stomach to be in the stock, but that's kind of indicative of a lot of the Chinese stocks right now.
By contrast, Monte Foods, DLM, the ticker symbol, distributes food.
It does.
Under some pretty popular brands.
Yeah. Del Monte, it's a little more stable, you might say, compared to China Integrated. They have a popular name, but they're also, I always bring this up, not to be confused with Fresh Del Monte, which is a totally separate company. They do the fruit and some vegetables and stuff. Del Monte does the Del Monte name, but Contadina, and then they do a lot of pet products, actually, like Kibbles and Bits, which is one of my favorite all-time commercials. And
I thought you were going to say it's my favorite snack.
No, but they've got those fun commercials.
I was going to say, wait a minute, Tracey.
And the Milk-Bone as well, and a whole bunch of other ones that you would know. But again, they're doing real well right here. They've actually surprised on estimates 9 quarters in a row, which we haven't seen very often from most companies, given what's happened over that 9-quarter period. So that's impressive unto itself. They also have estimates rising because they just beat again, and they saw sales up 7.5%, which is also good for a company in this kind of business area. Mm-hmm. You know, analysts are pretty positive on them. They see 63% earnings growth in 2010, which is good for a company like this that's in these kind of areas. Sure. And the chart, they're at multi-year highs, 5-year highs. You can see they just got a big jump off of this last earnings surprise. And, you know, you would think it might be expensive here, but they're trading around 12 times earnings. That's not too bad given their earnings outlook.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with their fruits and vegetables.
Not the Kibbles and Bits.
Not the Kibbles and Bits. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
You can check out some more stock pick ideas on our Zacks Rank Buy side of our website, homepage, Zacks.com. You just go there, look over in the upper right-hand corner. We put 4 new stock pick ideas up there for you daily to feature in different investing categories that are written about on Zacks.com. Tracey's category, value stock investing, is included, as well as all of the others that are written about there. With Tracey Ryniec, I'm Terry Ruffalo.